right. We want to thank you for choosing a Lonely Creek puppy for your new next best friend. We pray. With some good guidance, we believe your new puppy will be a rewarding experience. Boo. If you allow your puppy to think he runs the house or she runs the house, it will not be a joyful experience. I'm going to do a puppy delivery as if I was actually giving you your puppy today. So the most important thing that we start with is a lot of important things. So listen up and listen close, and I apologize, I'm just out front and there is traffic. This is your paperwork. So your folder has your paperwork in it. Hi Layla, are you helping me do this? This is your shot record. Your shot record and your microchip number. These microchip numbers should match. On this shot record, you can actually zoom in on this. You can zoom in and zoom back out. It tells you when the puppy was last wormed, what the puppy was wormed with. We typically use Ivamec to use. Ivermectin. Do not overworm your puppy with this. You can, this also is what we use for our heart guard, but you can use Panicure, although you have to do it 3 days in a row, and it's about 20 bucks. You can use Ivermectin, it's $1. Do it once a month. We do all our dogs once a month. Hi, can you see Layla hiding behind me? Hi, you want to help me deliver this puppy? Okay. My dogs, no. We do dry kisses. Mommy don't need no wet kisses. I love you just fine. Your puppy's had a Neopar at 4 weeks old, a 5-way, which is a parvo distemper influenza at 6 weeks old, and a Bordetella, this is a par influenza, at 7 weeks old. So these are the shots they've had. The important thing, and this is written on here, in here, and on here. So the important thing to remember, which is written right here, is to space your shots out 3.5 weeks apart. Your puppy only needs 2 more shots. Do not over-vaccinate your puppy, or you can have skin issues by ruining their immune system for the rest of their life. Listen to me, I know what I'm talking about. Do not give rabies until they're 6 months old. So again, your puppy's had 1 5-way parvo distemper influenza. Your puppy needs 2 more of these 5-ways. Now your vet is going to want to give it a lepto and a corona and a Lyme's disease and blah, 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 blah. I even had a vet one time wanted to give all the shots again. Anyway, because they weren't sure I gave the shot. It's a good way to ruin your puppy's immune system and have skin issues for the rest of your life. Please, just read this. It will tell you what to do. This microchip is inserted above the shoulder blades, under the skin of your puppy. If you will go to Microchip ID, the website is on here. I'm sorry, buddyid.com, and here's the phone number. I think this is around $19, and you will register your puppy's number to your name and your most frequently used cell phone. It'll let you, I think, register 3 cell phones. Register your puppies with Microchip ID. These are your vitamins. Only once they get big, you can give them a higher tab, but this is called New Vet, and it's just a multivitamin. I don't recommend you give them more than half a tab when they're just 8 to 9 to 10 weeks old. Wait till they get about 30 pounds to give them a full tab. This is a potent multivitamin, and we do believe in it. Let me correct my dog. Goody? Goody, thank you. Okay, so these 2 want to be on the video and wrestle. It's newvet.com. It's the only place to order. And this pamphlet also explains a little bit more about it. They do make a very good joint supplement, although I feed gallons of this stuff and I buy mine at springtime. But you're welcome to use their joint supplement. They have an excellent joint supplement, and I do recommend that you either do gelatin or you do a joint supplement for these very large breed dogs. All right, Dion, we're outside. We're outside. So people ask me all the time what to feed their puppy. The only dog food that we can recommend is the Life's Abundance. But honestly, this is an excellent dog food, and it is an excellent high price. You can feed raw for what you can feed this product. So do not feed your puppy food. Feed your puppy adult food, okay? If you feed your puppy something with corn in it, you're just going to have a fat puppy. So this is called Life's Abundance. This is all life stages. And it just goes into, and this does have some vitamins and minerals, and it also, here is the website, the only place you can get Life's Abundance. The link is from the first page of my website. It's Life's Abundance /LonelyCreek. And here's their phone number also. So that link is on the first page of the website. What to feed your dog. Feed your dog real raw food. You can find this at any grocery store, just like you were feeding your children. So I love this, that in the last 15 years, I would say people are waking up to the fact that dog food is not good for your dog. It is dead food. So I love this when people say, oh, I never feed my dog people food. Well, it's good enough for your kid, but it's not good enough for your dog. You would never feed your children dog food, because they'd probably fall over dead, because dog food is not good for your dog. There are a lot of links on my website, learberg.com. Ed Farley, he has a lot to say about feeding raw. There's an ebook about feeding raw. We feed about 400 pounds of raw chicken a month and half a cow, at least half a cow a month. So it's not just about giving your dog some hamburger meat. It's about balancing their diet, which doesn't have to be balanced every day. And some people are like fruits and vegetables, and I could go into this, and I do have some videos on the YouTube channel about fruits and vegetables. Unless you break the cell tissue wall, they might as well be eating leaves, because it doesn't do any good. It just goes through them. So remember that if you're doing, I mean, not to say that if they like apples and bananas. I had a girl that would even eat pineapples if it was really sweet and ripe, and I was eating it in the morning. But it's not doing them any good unless you break the cell tissue wall. That's why we feed the green superfood spirulina for greens. Again, do a little research on the web. There are gobs of how to feed raw. Trust me, I have links. Just find them. This is your pedigree of sire and dame. Now, your pedigrees may be copied on a different color paper, it doesn't matter. But this is Champion Brick times, we hope one day, Champion Steffi. Step into your destiny is her name. You do not have to order the puppy's pedigree when you get your AKC papers, but you're welcome to if you'd like. AKC loves it when you spend money with them. So another important thing, this just goes into vaccinations, feeding schedule, house training, games. We do ask that you please do not play tug-of-war games with your puppy, because it teaches them to play win and lose games, and you will be the loser when your dog gets to be an adult. They will make sure you lose at this game. So the other big thing is I ask you not tease your puppy. What is teasing? Do not offer your puppy something and then not give it to them. That is teasing. It's a good way. It's not good. You're lying to your puppy. So this even talks about some leash training, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. I tell people, do not kill your puppy, or do not let your vet kill your puppy. If your vet gives your puppy internal flea medication and your puppy dies, I will not replace your puppy. Do not allow your vet to give any kind of internal flea medications. There is a new sweetener out there called xylitol. Can you zoom in on this? And It is frequently used in peanut butter, so I love peanut butter and I use peanut butter, but check your peanut butter and make sure that it is real sugar and not xylitol in your peanut butter. A tablespoon, a teaspoon will kill your dog. A piece of gum with xylitol in it will kill your dog. I heard of a German Shepherd eating a piece of a muffin and falling over dead. Had xylitol in it. It is not toxic to humans, but it is very toxic to dogs. I don't know why, but it is. Somehow they're not able to metabolize it. This is again talking about worms. We ask that you worm your puppy every 2 weeks to 4 weeks. I like it every 2 weeks until they're about 4 months old, and then go to once a month. You know, when I send puppies home, we do fecals on them, and their fecals are clear of worms. But if they have one worm, and that worm lays eggs, and those worms grow up and lay eggs, pretty soon, you know, worms look like monsters. They're really gross, and they suck the life out of your puppy. So please, worm your puppy. You can use the ivermectin. Just be careful. It's 1 cc oral for 100 pounds. So your baby puppy needs 0.1 or 0.15. If you overdo it with the ivermectin, you can kill your puppy. So this is talking about toenails, and on the YouTube channel, inside my YouTube channel, just Google about how to Dremel toenails. You will actually reform the dog's bones in their feet if you let their nails get long and stay long. So here's another just explanation about how to keep these. And now there are a lot of good websites out there. Just Google how to Dremel or how to cut your dog's toenails. This should be done once a week, not once a month. It is not the vet's responsibility. You would not take your child to the doctor to have their fingernails trimmed. Just do it, just like you did your children when they were too young to cut their own fingernails. This is talking about a prong collar. When your puppy is 4 to 6 months old, they need to go into a good training collar so they don't drag you down the road and you eat dirt, lose your false teeth. This is not good to get the dog to come to you. This is excellent to keep the dog from dragging you. Please read this. The only way a prong collar works is if there is slack in your leash. And I do have a leash right here, a small one. So this is a very small one. Yours will be longer than this in your puppy pack. So if my hand was the dog, the only way the prong collar works is if there is slack in the leash. So what you would do is correct and then give slack. Correct and then give slack. And so the common problem that people do is they put the prong collar on and then they just hold the dog tight like this. And that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So
Don't do that.
we're on the beautiful outside. It's 73 degrees. It's 73 degrees. We're almost done. Here is, if your puppy, which typically puppies don't get gunky ears, it's adults. Come close to this dog's ears. Now I have not cleaned this dog's ears in a year or two, and look at this. She has nice, clean ears. If your dog has gunky ears, it's what they're eating. It's what they're eating. Now her ears are not clean. I wouldn't eat off of them, but her ears are not gunky either. But if your dog gets gunky ears or your dog likes to swim, use this recipe. You have a bottle of this in your puppy pack. This is just a piece of paper that talks about children and bull mastiffs. Do not allow your children to antagonize, tease, ride, step on, aggravate, pull the dog's ears, bother the dog while they are eating. All of these things are very bad ideas. So the most important thing is all the money I spend on this information. If you will read all this information and you still have questions, contact me. So that is your paperwork. Here's my card. Now let's get into the goody goodies. The goody goodies of this is, I just pulled this leash out. The leashes that we put in the puppy packs are twice this long. Why do Lily and I, she's doing my video today, do these leashes. Why do we do these leashes? We purchase an entire cowhide and we strip it into these little strips. We make these leashes for you guys. Why? Because we do not want your puppy running around the house unless he's hooked to you on a leash. And that's what this says. So your leash is going to be in this. Your puppy should never be loose in the house, because if you take one eyeball, not two, one eyeball off your puppy, they know it and they'll pee on the floor. And once they peed, the puppy, when it smells the pee, is triggered to pee again. Now, I'm not saying every once in a while you don't have some vindictive female dog that won't go mark somewhere just to be, but not a puppy. Puppies pee because they smell pee. They pee because they need to pee. Puppies do not pee to make you mad. So we ask you to read this. I attach this to my belt loop when my puppy is loose in the house. So the puppy should be in the crate, should be outside, or should be on a leash. Also, I have the website. This is a Learberg book. It's $12. It's an ebook, and actually it's a riot. It's so hilarious. It would be funny if it wasn't for the poor innocent dogs involved. And it's called House Training Book. It's a Learberg.com. House Training Book. Anyway, it's $12. It's a download. I have it on my computer. Use your leash. This is not just for walking outside. This is for in the house. Okay. This is an excellent probiotic. We get this at chewy.com. You are only as healthy as your gut. Now, for a bitty baby, if you'll please read these instructions, a bitty baby does not need this entire pack. This pack could last 3 or 4 days. This is good gut flora. Trust me, you and I are only as healthy as our gut. So this is an excellent way just to get a good start on that gut. Lily has been hard at work making you a doorbell. You will snap that to your door, the dog goes out. As a young adult, 6 to 8 months, sometimes they can have free time in the house if they're very good and never to pee, and for short times only. They'll go to the door and they'll ding this to go out when they need to go out. Because as a baby, every time you went in and out, they heard this ding. Another thing we try to add in the puppy packs is a Caesar book. This is my favorite one, this Leader of the Pack, or Be the Pack Leader. I call it Leader of the Pack. The name of it is Be the Pack Leader. We buy these used by the dozens, and we can get them a little more affordable so that we can enclose them in the puppy pack. I love Caesar. The only thing that I ever disagreed with him about is he says never hit your dog, and I do swat my dogs sometimes, so it's true. My dogs are incredibly well behaved, and I never beat my dog, but you know, if they walk up and do something stupid, I might give them a little thump. Another thing I really appreciate about what Caesar has to say is he says, do not make your dog human. They are not. Allow them to be dogs. You can have a great relationship. Allow your dog to be a dog. If you try to make your dog human, you're setting your dog up for failure. So even if you just open it, read anywhere, you're going to find some good information in here. And the important thing is your dog needs you to be a good leader. Your dog needs you to be a good leader. If you are not going to be in control of your family, you're not going to be a good leader, your dog's not going to follow you, pay any attention to you, or think that you're smart enough, strong enough, or brave enough to lead him or her. Okay, some more goodies in your puppy pack. There are some yummy dried treats in here, and you can break them up. Just give them a little tiny bit, and we typically have treats in all our pockets. We do ask that you always supervise your puppy while they are chewing. There has been a couple of times I've had a dog that had a piece of rawhide half in and half out. The only real rawhide we use are these, they're called green cow ears, and they're processed correctly, where they don't have a bunch of chemicals on them. There's greenies and bully sticks and yummy stuff like that. Here's your bottle of ear wash. Also, you get a bag of a roll of poop bags because we believe the poop fairy does probably not live at your house. When we go to the dog shows, the poop fairy doesn't follow us. We have to be our own poop fairy, and we have to pick up our own poop. So I'm kind of a stickler on pick up your own poop. This is a blanket and a toy all stuffed together in there. And this has been rubbed on a mommy dog, and so the puppies will smell this, and it comforts them because they're like, hey, you know my mom. Oh, you must be a good person. You know my mom. And then we just have their cute little things in here. Is a little rope toy you can hang, a little water bucket. I know they'll outgrow that when they're about 6 months old, but it fits in the bag, and the bigger ones don't. So you may have questions. You are welcome to email me or text me with any of your questions. So I know you're probably going to have questions about the shot record. It's all written down. Everything I just said to you is written on the shot record, on your first page, and on this first congratulations page inside your folder. If you got a full registration puppy, your AKC paperwork will be in this folder. So, all right. Thank you again for choosing a Lonely Creek puppy. And may you have a well-behaved dog. All right. Tell them bye, Layla. Tell them bye. Bye. Signing off for now. Yes, we are.